the lake and no roads connect us. The only way to get there is by a weekly ferry boat. As the Egyptian Nubians were transferred to the area of Komombo, the Sudanese Nubians went to New Wadi Halfa. But some people stayed in the old Halfa, or at least the land above their old homes. With little help, they have struggled against the odds to stay. The Nubians of Halfa have always been the most vocal, the most political about our plight. I am related to some of them, and I was curious to meet them.
ناس حلف اليغيم أكثر ناس قاوموا الموضوع ده ورفضوا زي 613 أسرة بالضبط رفضوا إنه يهاجروا لحلف الجريدة اللي هي خشم الجربة وكونوا خلاص لما الحكومة طلعت بيانات إنه أي واحد إذا ما هاجر يقع تحت مسؤوليته ممنوع أي واحد يقع حلف ما يكون في أي خدمات لا مدارس لا صحة لا أي حاجة من سنة 64 لغاية النهاردة أولا نحن رحلنا في 4 مراحل كل ما المويه يرتفع نعمل منازلنا بالخشب والجريد وكده أول ما المويه تاجي في المكان ده نرحل لمكان أعلى في المنطقة وبعد ذلك كانت طبعا عملية صعبة جدا جدا حكاية الترحيل وكده يعني الناس تعبوا فيه تعب شديد جدا جدا والحكومة يعني ما قدمت أي خدمات في 40 سنة لغاية النهاردة المنطقة ده منطقة مهمشة ولذا يعني قدمنا للأمم المتحدة يعني إنه في ناس في وادي حلفة قاعدين ويعني ما عندهم أي مصادر بتاع حياة ساعدونا الناس الأمم المتحدة واليونيسيف ساعدوا في إنقاذ آثار النوبة لكن ما ساعدوا في أحفاد الناس اللي عملوا آثار النوبة دي أحفادهم ما ساعدوه ولذا نحن يعني 40 سنة يعني كان 40 سنة إجاف بالنسبة للمواطنين وكده.
One of the people in Wadi Halfa that decided to face the rising waters of the lake is Naima. Mubarak told me about her and that she was to visit his house that night. In the old land, women were naturally part of any celebration, but now there are fewer female singers around. Here, Naima arrives and immediately leads the song and dance. Joining them that night, I became again in some way that little boy in my old village of Abu Simbel. The journey must continue, and the only way to go further south is either by the Halfa Khartoum train or by a dirt road inland. Nobody travels by boat anymore, and it's impossible to even find one. But I know that if I really want to pursue my quest, I need to travel on the Nile. Finally, An old fisherman named Abdel Aziz is willing to take us down as far as the cataracts will allow us to pass. I think in some way he also wants to relive the Nile. When I was very young in the old village, I would sometimes overhear visitors entranced by the beauty and serenity of our land speaking to my grandfather. I remember one saying, "You folks speak of leaving for the city, but I tell you, what you have here, you will find nowhere else." It is what most people are desperately seeking. On our boat trip with Abdel Aziz, we glide along the banks of the Nile, watching the ibis against a background of desert dunes. The scenery is breathtaking, yet there is no sign of human life. Finally, a couple of hours down the lake, we see this group of 3 fishermen. They built this little shack between the plants they grew, and in that way lived off the land and water. They have so little here, and yet they seem so content. I marvel at how stubbornly they cling to their roots, creating something of their own. We stay for tea before continuing our journey down south. I feel that finally my real trip has just begun.
والله هو نحن بس ما في ناس كثيرة، ناس زارعين بالشرق وبالغرب يعني محلات معينة ما ناس كثيرة، دي 3 4 واي كده.
الناس القدام كانوا قاعدين هنا مثلا
جدودنا. البلد القديمة طبعا هو في زارعين الفواكه هنا والبلح وكده، يعني بلد كانت حلوة جميلة شديد، والناس كانوا قاعدين هنا فوق النيل وبتاع، لكن هسه طبعا البحر لما جاء غرقهم هو جو هاجر كلهم، ما في البحر ده ما كان المويه مشي فوق.
Arasha is in the last area that divides the lake from the river. Most of the inhabitants here have emigrated, but some have come back. Apart from the farmers and fishermen we met on the way, this is the first place where I can see houses that survived the flood. They're in ruins, but at least those that came back could see remnants of their old life.
اسمي عبد المجيد محمد ديشاب، من مواليد سنة 1945 في هذا المكان، البيت المهجور واللي هو اتهدم بواسطة المياه بتاعت السد. الحنين كان بيجرنا لهنا، لذلك بعد أنا اشتغلت يمكن موضوع بتاع 31 سنة في الجيش، تقاعدت برتبة العقيد، اضطريت إنه أجي راجع